dream is still alive. Our team is still on a collision course with the championship. The only variable is time, and we just put a little bit more time into it with this signing.
Commitment. To some, it's just a word. But here at the University of Louisville, it's the cornerstone upon which we're building a dream. The commitment of a coach, his players, a school, and an entire community to seeing that the University of Louisville completes its voyage to the top of the college football world.
I believe we have some special guests, as I understand, coming out on the basketball court are some University of Louisville Cardinal football players led by Coach Howard Schnellenberger. The Louisville Cardinals coming back after a big victory over Boston College this afternoon, 36-22. Cardinal football players are receiving a warm reception from this crowd here in Freedom Hall. In fact, folks, it's a standing ovation. The Louisville Cardinal football team has come a long way.
In just 5 short years, so much has already been accomplished. Winning records, the expansion of a regional schedule into a national one, sellout crowds, national top 20 rankings in many offensive and defensive categories. But probably the greatest accomplishment has been the keeping of a promise. A promise that things would get better, the respect would come. And now we no longer have to say, we'll do it someday, because we've done it. And the entire world understands that the excitement of U of L football isn't something that's waiting in the future. It's happening right now.
Latrell Ware, the halfback, the tailback behind Gardner as Nagel makes the call. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the right side, looking, got a man, touchdown Louisville. D. Smith right up the middle, touchdown, they won't get him. Boy, he cut it back to the outside and he was gone.
A lot of factors have gone into the achievement of this success story, but what it keeps coming back to is that commitment, that belief on the part of everyone in this community that this is a goal worth striving for, one we're capable of accomplishing, and one we deserve to realize.
Well, you know, for years I've been going to football games in this community, and it's just going out to watch a bunch of guys play football and have a nice fall afternoon. But since Howard Schnellenberger has come to this community, and since he's developed the kind of excitement and pride in that football team, when you see 40,000 plus fans in the stand, you realize people are focusing on Saturday for the activities in the fall for football. It's become a part of the community. It's been a part of the pride and excitement that generates throughout the community. Rich and poor, black and white, old and young, everybody's taken a piece of this football team to heart, and we're all feeling good about it, and it adds a tremendous dimension to Louisville, Kentucky.
Here in Louisville, our athletes are more than just numbers and statistics. Our guys really are part of a family of supporters who extend far beyond just the players and coaches. A family that cares about you, not just as a football player, but as a person. And at the head of that family is a man who knows what it takes to succeed, who has transformed that knowledge into championships, and who knows that the greatest success story of them all is the one he's writing right now, here at the University of Louisville.
My guys, you taught them who was tough. Yeah. But the big thing is not only this game, but what it means built on all the rest of it. You are now a winner.
Damn right. Well, this is one of the great stories in the South. College football is king in the South, and you got a program that had been down for so long. You just don't turn it around like he has in just a couple of years. Look at Vanderbilt's and Ole Miss's and Mississippi States that have been trying for years and years to get something solid done, and then he's come up here in a matter of about 4 years, turned them into what a lot of people thought should have been a bowl team last year, and what a lot of people think will be a bowl team this year.
called Coach Schnellenberger a miracle worker, but there's nothing magical about his achievements. They're simply the results you expect when you teach as well as he does, when you work as hard as he does, and when you have the kind of values that far too often are overlooked in today's world.
Welcome back again to the Howard Schnellenberger Show, and we're on location with a very excited group here at Iroquois Middle School. And you talk about excitement, Coach. That's exactly the way 38,000 plus were Saturday in Cardinal Stadium with that Southern Miss football game.
We have another guy out here who's ready to ask a question. What's your name?
Patrick Lindsay.
And Patrick, what would you like to ask the coach?
How do your players keep up with all their classes when they have to travel to places?
Well, Patrick, that's another great question because it is a problem. Not as much for travel as it is for practice and for the things that happen on the weekend here at home. We only lose really one class day on Friday when we go on the road. Basketball players and baseball players miss 10 times more classes than football players. Our problem, of course, is that we must study hard while we're practicing hard. So all freshmen coming in have a 2.5-hour study hall each Sunday through Thursday. And the balance of our team has to get that done on their own and do quite well because every member of our team now that plays has a C average.
That's good reason to keep up the grades when you're down in 5th grade because you're going to be up there in college sooner or later. What's your name?
Bryant Board.
All decked out in red and black. You're having a good time today?
Yep.
Bryant, what's your question for the coach?
How do you encourage your players not to use drugs?
Well, Brian, that's a very difficult question. It's a very good question, and it's one that's really on the mark for this day and time. We obviously give our young men a great deal of education, and we spend a lot of time talking to them about the reasons why they should just say no. We also do have a drug test for our football players, and every kid on our football team is drug-free, and we don't have to guess that. We know that.
When you decide where you want to play football for the next 4 years, you have to ask yourself, where will I be appreciated? Where will I have the best chance to develop, to learn, to succeed? Where will I really be at home? Howard Schnellenberger has already asked those questions of himself. And although attractive offers continue to come his way from every direction, his answer is always the University of Louisville.
There was no other option. The only option that we looked at was the option to bring the University of Louisville to a national prominent position and to have a major effect on football and the community as it relates to football here and to have a major impact on football throughout the state of Kentucky.
Coach Schnellenberger isn't here to be second best. He told the world where he stands when he said, "The University of Louisville is on a collision course with the national championship, and the only variable is time." Well, that time is now. Yesterday's pioneers are today's seniors, and they'll be making way for the next wave of believers who will proudly carry on that tradition that their predecessors have worked so hard to establish. Great challenges lie ahead for the Cardinals as they travel coast to coast in the years ahead to battle foes like Pitt, West Virginia, Florida, Tennessee, Army, North Carolina, Virginia, Florida State, Boston College, Arizona State, and many more, all on a national stage for everyone to see. Those challenges can be your challenges, but only if you're ready to join in our commitment. Because you see, here at U of L, we don't expect you to just come and play. We expect you to learn a whole new dimension of football, to work harder than you've ever worked before, and maybe, just maybe, to be that final piece in the puzzle as we continue our drive to the national championship.
This is what we came here to do. When he came and recruited me in my house, he said, in 4 or 5 years, we're going to have a nationally known team, and that's what we got.
It's meant a lot since the last couple years I've been here, and getting 1,000 yards and ending the season with 8-3, and it feels real great.
I'm sorry to leave. I'd like to be around for next year.
The thing about it is that we have established tradition. That's the biggest thing right there. So that means he has to, and the rest, everybody else has to keep the thing going.
Not just anyone can play at the University of Louisville, but as the U.S. Marines are so fond of saying, we are looking for a few good men, and we think you're one of them. The men and women who founded our city 200 years ago were pioneers who looked beyond the present and found success waiting just around that next bend in the Ohio River. And now, just like them, the next step of your life lies just around the bend. The final decision on just what that step will be can only be yours. But one thing is clear. Here at the University of Louisville, we not only have the dream, we also have the people, the school, and the community to make them happen. Because we have the commitment.
I've never felt so good about going into a game in my life. We got a chance to really make history right here, right now.
Do it! Yeah.